Hey guys, I'm Monique.
And I'm Nuraan, and welcome to our segment on FIFO versus weighted average. These are the definitions you'll need to know for FIFO. First in, first out, better known as FIFO, applies the principle that costs are assigned on the basis that the first item purchased is the first item sold. When using the perpetual inventory method, the units on hand will be obtained from continuous inventory records, whereas using the periodic method, the number of units on hand will be determined by an inventory count.
The weighted average method applies the principle that costs are recalculated on a weighted basis after each purchase. When sold, they are entered into the cost of sales account at a new weighted average.
Now Monique and myself will provide you with an example of how to work out cost of sales on the periodic method. Okay, now Monique is going to calculate the cost of sales given the FIFO method is used for the period the 1st of January 2015 to 28th of February 2015. The question is as follows. Nike Stores is a retailer buying and selling sportswear. The entity has adopted a perpetual system to record inventory and decided to use the first in, first out, better known as FIFO method, to assign costs to the inventory sold. On 28th February 2015, the bookkeeper presented you with the following information for the period 1st of January 2015 to 28th of February 2015, as depicted over here in our example.
We will be now calculating cost of sales using the FIFO method. So, when you're looking at cost of sales, you will go immediately to your eyes get attracted to sales. But because you know it's FIFO method, you would look at what is your opening inventory first. Now you see that sales is 1,000. So 700 is at 7 Rand. So what you do next is you go to the other side and you say 1,000 minus 700. It gives you 300. Still that you have to account for. Then you would say that obviously you would go to the next one and it will be that it's 300. And this 300 was at a cost of 7 Rand 50. So therefore you can say you've dealt with this and you've dealt with that already. So that's no more stock. It's already taken out. So you tally this and the amounts are, and you then realize that you had another sale on the 2nd of the 25th.
But Monique, I don't understand. Why do we have to use the 700 and 300 when we have 30 and 300 as well over here?
Because on the FIFO method, you use the inventory that was first in, and then you move on to the next one. So it's from the last previous, but it's first that needs to go out of your. Do you understand?
First in, first out.
Yeah. When you move on to the next sale, and you see that it was for 100, and now you see that it was 30 that was purchased on the 1st of the 30th. So you use that 30 times the so it's 30 times 750, and the total is 225. But now you say the 100 minus 30 is 70 left. So you still have to account for the 70 over here. So the 70 would therefore come from your next purchase, which was on the 2nd of the 2nd, and that was at 8 Rand.
So then the answer would be 560.
Yes, that is correct. But now you would say this would be, therefore, the leftover from that purchase would have been 300 minus the 70, which gives you amount of 230.
Wait, what are you doing?
That's the leftover from that purchase. Yeah. Then you tally it all up, and your cost of sales amount is equal to, would be all of these amounts added together,
which would give you 7,935.
And that is how you do the FIFO method. First in, first out. We'll now be moving to the second question of the paper.
The second question is, calculate the cost of sales and closing inventory if the weighted average method is used to assign costs.
The weighted average method, you would start by drawing your table up. It's essential that you draw a table and not just wing this one. So we will start with opening balance, which was 700 Rand, and the cost of per item was 7 Rand, which gave you a total of 4,900 Rand. We then moved on to having a purchase. The purchase quantity was 300, and this Rand value per item was 7 Rand 50, which gave us a total of 2250.
This information comes from a quick example where the quantity was 700 and 300. The quantity over here is 700 and 300 as well. However, we just collected totals for each amount.
That is correct, Nuraan. Then what we did was we needed to calculate a balance. So we added the quantities together, these two quantities, which gave us 1,000. And we added the total values together, which gave us 7,150. We took the total Rand value and we divided it by the quantity, which you can see here. Total Rand value divided by total quantity gives you your weighted average amount. And this gave us a Rand value of 7 Rand 15. We then see that we had another purchase. And the purchase was for 30. And this was at a cost of 7 Rand 50. We then times the 30 by the 7 Rand 50, which gave us 225. Then what we do is we need to get a new balance. With every balance and with every purchase, you will have to do the same. So now we reach a sale amount, right? So a sale of 1,000, and you would take the weighted average from the previous balance, and you will take it down, and you will times this sale amount to get the total average of cost for that sale that you made. Once you do that, you will minus these two amounts, and you will get a new balance, which will be part of your, the balance will be your closing inventory amount.
Thank you guys for watching our segment on FIFO versus weighted average.
We hope that we've explained it to you well enough that you would understand.
Okay, bye.